Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elsa. I am a clinical psychologist and a yoga teacher living in Sri Lanka, and I'm also a living human being who has their own problems, their own issues, emotions, life circumstances. And I'm a girl who was raised to be very polite, kind, not cause any problems, always be mindful of people, and always take care of how everybody else feels. So basically, I am raised to be a people pleaser. And now, as a grown adult, I'm doing my best to not be one, to stand up for myself, to just, take my own space, to take space in this world without feeling guilty about it. And you know what? Sometimes it's so hard, like literally just living, taking space sometimes, taking somebody else's space because you need space is hard, and setting boundaries with people is hard, and like standing on your ground is hard. And I find myself beating myself up for situations where I cannot, for example, protect my boundary at some point. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about because I don't have much wisdom to share today, but this is a message for myself. This is me, like, I forgot this word, like, basically, like, taking the thoughts out of my mind, putting them into fruition, uh, taking space online as well, because that's my channel. I can talk about whatever I want, right? So, if you watched a few of my previous videos, I've had a tough month. I was dumped. I had to move out of the place I used to live because I didn't feel safe. This place directly correlates with my work. So I started having like some work issues with all of that. There's like some financial insecurities and stuff like this, and I'm in a foreign country. So I had a lot on my plate, and I couldn't handle this plate for all the time, for the entire month. There has been some ups and downs. There have been moments where I cried, even on camera, or like there have been moments where I felt completely lost, completely alone. And yeah, I wasn't feeling like myself. And I mean, that's normal, that's life, life happens. I'm not a robot, right? But I feel weird that people judge us. It's like it's why people can't just live their own life and like mind their own business. Because yesterday, a girl I live in the same apartment complex as me, the girl who saw me being absolutely distressed when I was moving, she came to me. She was talking to me about like working with me as a therapist, and we were like, discussing if that's okay, if it's not okay, if I can handle her case or not. And unprovoked, she was like, because I saw you when you were moving here and you were like such a wreck that I was like, how can a psychologist be in such a distressed state? Is she even a good psychologist? Can I even work with her? And now I see you being so happy, and like now I want to work with you. Like, yeah, I can see that you can manage. And deep inside of me, I was like, bitch, what the fuck? It's not okay to tell people that. And also, it kind of like, got into my trauma that um, basically throughout my whole life, I've learned that people will leave you alone at the times where you need them the most. Like that nobody cares about you when you suffer. Everybody just wants this, happy, careless version of you. That's my issue. That's my trauma. But this kind of what I experienced in this month. And obviously I didn't like it. But because she's a potential client, because like that's the question I have to talk about in my therapy, I was like, okay, let's put that note down. I have to be more cautious with this client. I have to be even more like, strong and like strict with my boundaries as I usually am. But this, left a shitty feeling inside of me like, come on, girl, 10 plus years of therapy and other stuff, and you cannot protect yourself when you feel like you've been judged. That was weird. And later today, like that was yesterday, and today I had a conversation with my boss who's like, how to say, he knows his way with people, let's put it this way. I don't know if he's doing it intentionally or unintentionally, but he can manipulate people pretty well. And so he started the conversation with like, oh, I'm not really happy that I spent so much money on you, even though like we everything was discussed, everything like everybody's happy. But he started conversation with I'm not happy because whatever, some drama. It's like we live in paradise, but people cannot live without drama, and they want to create artificial drama for some reason because they're bored, I think, because the waves are too nice and the sun is too shiny. I don't know. And so later on during the talk, we discussed some work things that I have to work extra for like a few days. And this left this feeling of like, I was manipulated just now because earlier, like a week ago or so, we were discussing that he's gonna pay me extra for the extra work that I will do like this week, this upcoming week. We have so many guests in house, whatever. And now the conversation is different. The conversation started with like, oh, I'm already spending so much on you. And I didn't feel brave enough or like comfortable enough to remind him that like, hey, yeah, you're spending so much, but actually we agreed you pay me extra. And I felt again like, like I didn't stand on my boundary, I wasn't strict, I wasn't protective enough of myself, and that made me feel like shit. And yeah, and just like some other things with friends and like some people who want something from me. And I came back home and I am like so not sad, but I'm like, girl, 10 plus years of therapy, all these mindfulness practices, you're telling people on YouTube how to stand on your boundaries, and you cannot do it to yourself. And I started mentally beating myself up for that. But then I remembered and like I reminded myself that boundaries are hard. People are different, and how we feel is also different. Me, I'm not yet like 100% resourceful as I usually am, because I'm still looking at the pictures of my ex, or like I'm still entertaining some ideas in my mind. Or like I had a very also energy depleting week with like another guy. I will talk about it, I think, in another video. But basically, I'm still not 100% me, but why I am requiring, 150% behavior from me. And I'm like, I have to be my own best ally. I have to remember for myself first that mistakes happen, that we cannot always stand for ourselves in that moment perfectly. But the fact that I already recognize the English, like the unfairness of situations in this time, and I managed to look back and understand what I want from the situation. How can I twist and turn it to my benefit, or how I can let go of the situation? That's already the manifestation of like all the work I've been doing all these years, right? And I decided like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to the boss later. This girl, if we're gonna work together, I just have to be more strict with the boundaries with her. And I will talk to my therapist about like this judgmental thing. And What I can do, I can take an ownership of my life and do what I like to do, record the video on YouTube, share this on YouTube in order to show up for myself. I couldn't show up for myself at these two situations, yesterday and today, but hey, I actually did show up for myself today because I woke up early in the morning and I went for surfing, and there were so many people in the lineup that usually, like even a month ago, I would be like scared, or I would feel uncomfortable, or I would feel like I don't belong here, like one more person in the lineup, they're better off without me, and I would leave. But I didn't leave. I was like, I came here to surf, I'm gonna surf. So I did stand up for myself that time. And actually, in this conversation with the boss, I did stand up for myself several times when he was telling me like, hey, um I'm not happy with this and that. And I was like, yo, dude, like, actually, this and this and this, you offered me. Like, what are you talking about? So we actually, I did a good job, you know? Sometimes when you don't feel like 100%, don't expect 100% from you. That's a message for the viewer. That's a message for myself as well. Because especially when you feel like the world is against you, at least you be for you. Come on. This is obvious, but I guess I had to talk to the camera for 15 minutes to get to this conclusion. But yeah, boundaries are hard. Navigating relationship with people is hard. You know, sometimes it's easy and these people become your friends, you know, but sometimes it's hard. Everyone has their own agenda, everybody has their own point of view, everyone has their own issues, you know. Maybe that girl is judging herself so much that like she cannot stop but to judge other people, you know. That guy, yeah, like he has a lot of issues, you know. But basically, the world can be against you, but like don't join the world in being against you. Be for you. You cannot maybe win every battle, but you know, like the life is so long and you will have so many different encounters, and at least the inner dialogue should be as kind, as understanding, and as loving as possible. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say to you today. I don't know if it brings any value. If it did, I'm happy. Um, if you watched till the end, wow, amazing. Even I'm not watching my videos till the end, but good job. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm gonna go be kind to myself a little bit more. Please do the same for you. And yeah, boundaries are hard. Life is hard, but hey, we're all here. So good job already. Yay. Thank you for watching. Bye.